is to do with I like the square because everything's in its place. Don't know why, I just do. I want to just repeat some certain parts on this. Like I say, if the world population, the main crux of it is this: the world population is 6.5 billion people. Regardless of race, colour, creed, religion, we're all human beings. We're all part of planet Earth. And when you strip it all down, we should all come under a world flag and be aware of each other, tolerate each other, and learn from each other, and go forward into the future and inspire the future generations to do good work in a positive, proactive, peaceful way. We need world peace, all of that, you know, for the future generations to inherit this wonderful, amazing planet. Like I say, the world population estimate is 6.5 billion people. If the world population was 10 billion people, the survival sum is 3,000 billion a week. That is how much it would cost, 3,000 billion a week as a backup system for emergency food hampers and water, emergency living costs and emergency extreme weather tents and equipment. If the world population was 20 billion people, the survival sum is 6,000 billion a week. Every week for the future of mankind. Now I've gone up to 300 billion people. So if the world population was 300 billion people, the survival sum is 90,000 billion a week, every week for the future of eternity. Now if I was given the green light and they said, right, you design a backup safety net system for planet Earth, I've already done it, but I would go up to something like maybe 50 billion. I would go up to something at least over 30 billion, 40 billion, just to have those secondary backup systems. The population, I doubt very much it will ever grow to those big things, but I'm going to use a double backup system just in case of a natural disaster or the sell-by dates running out on certain emergency aid and equipment. So I do a double backup system. So the world population is estimated at 6.5 billion people. So I've done a backup system for 10 billion people. The sum is 3,000 billion a week, every week, 52 weeks a year, for the next 100 years, for the next 1 billion years, for the next 1 trillion years, for the infinity and eternity of space and time. I've done a backup system as well. If the world population was 20 billion people, the world backup survival sum is 6,000 billion a week. I would use that about as my safety net figure and work from that. That's kind of where I'd put a line under, and then the rest I would put down as just additional data. But the main figure to work from is the 10 billion people, which is in the safe zone. So if the world population was 10 billion people, the survival sum is 3,000 billion a week. Say for instance it was American dollars, the survival sum for planet Earth, if for 100 American dollars you can get a food hamper, 100 American dollars living cost for a week, 100 American dollars emergency equipment. So if there was 10 billion people on planet Earth, the survival sum is 3,000 billion a week, every week, 52 weeks a year for the next 100 years, for the next infinity of years. I'd do a safety net system for 20 billion people, so that sum would be, 6,000 billion a week, every week, 52 weeks a year for the next 100 years, for the next infinity of years. This is the mathematics, the survival of the human race. I've done it. In my book, I have solved the world. I have cracked the code of mathematics. I have gone right in there into the world of mathematics. I have designed a straight sum and formula without interest rates, without exchange currencies. I've stripped it down, designed a new space currency, and a simple, clear, understandable sum and formula as a guide and a framework for the survival of the human race, for the future survival of planet Earth, for the future survival of the human race for the next generations to come, for the future survival of you and me, our species, the human being. This is the mathematics, the survival for 10 billion people. I have gone up to 300 billion people. This mathematics and these sums and formula can be used for any country in the world. You can break it down into, I've gone up to 10 billion people, which is the survival sum is 3,000 billion. I've repeated myself and repeated myself and repeated myself because I want to record this data down. That's the sum. So if you wanted to wave a magic wand, how can we solve the world? What is the cost? The survival emergency cost for 10 billion people. The world population is estimated at 6.5 billion people. The survival sum for 10 billion people, yeah, is 3,000 billion a week for emergency food hampers and water, living costs and emergency tents, equipment, sleeping bags and first aid equipment and all of those other little bits and pieces, emergency mobile phones. That's the cost. That's the bare basics of human survival. That is the cost. 3,000 billion a week. For that to be administered, you need a space bank releasing funds of barrel bonds through to food factories and water factories and other factories that design and make all that and manufacture all that. Thank you very much. My name is Herbert Hexon for ZXI. This is Project IQ. This is my book, and it will be put forward for the Nobel Prize in Mathematics, which I'll be very delighted to accept, and bring some brilliant publicity and world publicity with scientific magazines and the correct mathematics circles, to bring the correct publicity towards my work and towards my project, Project IQ, Project 1X, part of a Solve the World project, part of human race, the sum and formula for the survival of the human race. Thank you very much. Never give up, stay positive, you're very special, you're a human being, never give up. Good luck. Cherish every second is precious. Life is a gift. Life is your gift. Never give up, stay positive, good luck. Never give up. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. I've cracked the code of human life. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. In the world of mathematics. Thank you. Herbert Hexon. Thank you very much for ZXI. Thank you. This is ZXI 0Z1. Thank you. This data will be vaulted for eternity. Thank you very much. Thank you. Herbert Hexon, a mathematician. I've done it. Thank you very much. For survival for over 10 billion people. Plus. Thank you. For over 20 billion. For over 300 billion people. Thank you very much. The world population is 6.5 billion. Thank you very much. I'm a mathematician. Thank you. I've done it. Thank you very much. Never give up. Brilliant. Thank you.